Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to play all 7 chords in the E-flat Ionian mode so that when you play a song or write a song in E-flat Ionian, you already know where to find these chords on the keyboard. And in the process, you're also going to see how these chords are formed and why they sound so good. Okay, so to start, these 7 chords are all derived from the E-flat Ionian mode, which sounds and looks like this. The notes in this pattern are E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, and E flat, which we can also refer to using scale degree numbers or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice how some of the notes are black keys, and then some of the notes are white keys, but that doesn't really matter because what we really care about is the underlying pattern. And when we play these notes in sequence, they sound nice. Now, to create chords from this pattern, all we have to do is combine every other note in groups of 3, starting on each respective scale degree, like this, to get E flat major, or the major 1 chord, built from notes E flat, G, and B flat. F minor, the minor 2 chord, formed from notes F, A flat, and C. G minor, the minor 3 chord in this mode, which combines G, B flat, and D. A flat major, the major 4 chord, made from notes A flat, C, and E flat. B flat major, major 5, B flat, D, and F. C minor, minor 6, notes C, E flat, and G. And then D diminished, or the diminished 7 chord in E flat Ionian, D, F, and A flat. So by combining every other note of the E-flat Ionian mode, 7 distinct harmonies are formed that all sound good together because they all stem from the same source pattern. And again, the E-flat Ionian mode itself sounds like this, with each note played in sequence. And when we play these 7 chords in order, major 1, minor 2, minor 3, etc., it basically sounds like the same pattern, but fleshed out. Together, these chords give us a complete set of harmonies that we can use to compose different chord progressions in E-flat Ionian. By moving back and forth between the chords in different patterns and arrangements, we can come up with some pretty interesting sounds. For example, we might start at E-flat major, the major 1 chord, then move up to the 4 chord, A-flat major, then pass through B-flat major, the major 5, before returning to E-flat major, the major 1 once more. Or we could move through any of the other chords in this mode to create a lot of other progressions too. Using just the 7 chords of E-flat Ionian, there are all sorts of options. We can come up with all sorts of chord progressions. But what's even better is that there's even more variety in how you can actually play each of these chords using what are called inversions, or different permutations of the note patterns in each chord. For example, the E-flat major chord, major 1, is made up of 3 notes: E flat, G, and B flat, and they sound good together when combined in this order. But to mix things up a little, we can also play this same chord, E flat major, by moving E flat to the top of the group, like this, to play the notes G, B flat, and E flat. This is still the E flat major chord, the major 1 in this mode, but played in what we call the first inversion, which sounds slightly different. And then for even more variety, we can shift G to the top of the group like this to play E flat major in this order: B flat, E flat, and G, to create what's called the second inversion. So in total, just this 1 chord, E flat major, can be played in 3 ways: with E flat at the bottom in what we call the root position, with E flat at the top in the first inversion, and with E flat in the middle in the second inversion. Likewise, we can play all of the other chords in different inversions as well. F minor, the minor 2 chord, can be arranged in these 3 ways: root position, first inversion, second inversion. G minor, the minor 3, can be played like this: root position, first inversion, second inversion. A flat major, the major 4, can be played in root position, first inversion, second inversion. B flat major, the major 5, can be played like this: root position, first inversion, second inversion. C minor, the minor 6, can take any of these forms: root position, first inversion, second inversion. And then D diminished, the diminished 7 chord, can be played in root position, first inversion, and second inversion. So these 7 chords of the E-flat Ionian mode form a compatible set of harmonies that all sound good together because they stem from the same source pattern. And then with all of the different inversions, we have a full palette to choose from to build out different chord progressions. Picking a certain inversion to create just the right sound or to simplify the finger movement from one chord to the next, depending on how the progression flows. For example, if you want to play a 1-4-5-1 progression, or E-flat, A-flat, B-flat, E-flat, in this case, E-flat Ionian, then you can play the chords like this. But as a result, you have to move your hand a lot. The motion is pretty mechanical and takes extra time. So, to make things more fluid, to simplify the finger movement from one chord to the next, you can play this same 1-4-5 progression like this. Root position, second inversion, first inversion, root position. By using different inversions, my hand barely shifts at all as I go. In this example, I played the 1 chord in root position, the 4 chord in second inversion, the 5 chord in first inversion, and then back to the 1 chord in root position. So instead of root position, root position, root position, root position, I played root position, second inversion, first inversion, root position. It's the same chords, just a lot easier to play. And the same idea applies to the other chords too. In fact, there's a formula you can use to play all of the chords of E-flat Ionian, starting with the major 1 in root position that goes like this. R means the chord is in root position, 1 means it's played in first inversion, and 2 means second inversion. In sequence, the pattern is root position, second inversion, first inversion, root position. So E-flat major, the major 1 is in root position, F minor, the minor 2 is in root position, G minor, the minor 3 is in second inversion, A-flat major, the major 4 is in second inversion, B-flat major, the major 5 is in first inversion, C minor, the minor 6 is in first inversion, D diminished, the diminished 7 is in root position, and then E-flat major again is in the root position. It takes some practice to move your fingers back and forth between these chords, but once you can understand and really see the logic, you can get a feel for it pretty quickly because it's all just patterns. And what's cool is that the same basic idea applies when the major 1 chord begins in a different inversion, not the root position. For example, if we play the major 1 chord in first inversion, the formula for the other chords is this. First inversion, root position, second inversion, first inversion. On the keyboard, this is what it looks like. E-flat major, the major 1 is in first inversion. F minor, the minor 2 is in first inversion. G minor, the minor 3 is in root position. A-flat major, the major 4 is in root position. B-flat major, the major 5 is in second inversion. C minor, the minor 6 is in second inversion. D diminished, the diminished 7 is in first inversion. And then back to E-flat major, the major 1 in first inversion. Together, these inversions form another set of chords that you can use to swiftly move from one to the next. And then finally, when the major 1 chord begins in second inversion, the formula looks like this. Second inversion, first inversion, root position, second inversion. Again, on the keyboard, here's what the chords look like. E-flat major, the major 1 is in second inversion. F minor, the minor 2 is in second inversion. G minor, the minor 3 is in first inversion. A-flat major, the major 4 is in first inversion. B-flat major, the major 5 is in root position. C minor, the minor 6 is in root position. D diminished, the diminished 7 chord is in second inversion. And then back to E-flat major, the major 1 in second inversion. Now, all of these different chord positions can seem like a lot, but really it's just 7 basic chords, all derived by combining every other note of the E-flat Ionian mode. And then by playing different permutations or inversions of these chords, we can move between various finger positions more easily. So it's just simple patterns we're using here, but played in different ways to expand our palette, giving us more options as we move around the keyboard. To help you get a feel for each of these chords and all of the different permutations, I'm going to show some diagrams next that you can use to pause the video, take a screenshot, and then print out for you to refer to as you practice at your own pace playing each of these chords on the keyboard. This first one shows 2 octaves of the E-flat Ionian mode, or the E-flat major scale, along the top, with the gray vertical lines representing the black keys on the keyboard. And as you go from top to bottom, you can play the E-flat major chord, the major 1, F minor chord, minor 2, and so on, where each chord is just formed by playing every other note from the E-flat Ionian mode. Here, each chord is just displayed in root position. This next diagram shows all of the same chords, but with E-flat major, the major 1, in root position, and then the formula, the inversion formula, along the left there, that shows how you can shift between chords more easily with limited finger movement. And then this diagram shows the same 7 chords, but with the E-flat major chord, the major 1, in first inversion, and the chord formula along the left showing the finger positions to ease the motion between chords. And then this diagram shows E-flat major, the major 1, in second inversion, with the finger positions for all of the other chords respectively. Okay, so these are the 7 chords of E-flat Ionian. Definitely play through each chord and inversion to get a feel for the different positions on the keyboard. And thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.